Hello, my name is Lloyd Chapman, and I'm president and founder of the American Small Business League. I'd like to talk to you about a program that Congress is getting ready to renew that I think is the most anti-small business, anti-middle class, job-killing program in the history of America. I know that's a strong statement, but I think you'll agree when I'm through talking about it. It's called the Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program. It was adopted in 1990. The legislation actually was written in '89, so it's about 25 years now since this legislation was written. And here's what it says on the website. The purpose of the test is to determine whether comprehensive subcontracting plans will result in increased subcontracting opportunities for small businesses while reducing administrative burden on the contractor. So the congressional intent of passing the Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program was to increase subcontracting opportunities for small businesses. Well, here's what they did. The first thing they did was eliminate all transparency. So prior to this program, federal prime contractors were required to submit small business subcontracting plans that were available to you and I and anyone that wanted to see them. And they had to submit quarterly and annual reports to show if they were complying with their small business contracting goals. The Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program eliminated all that. And now the Pentagon is refusing to release any data on the program. The American Small Business League has filed two lawsuits in federal court under the Freedom of Information Act to try to force the Pentagon to release data on this program, and the Pentagon's refusing. Now let's talk about the second aspect of the Comprehensive Subcontracting Test Program. Prior to this program in 1988 and 89, any prime contractor that failed to hit their small business subcontracting goal could have to pay liquidated damages in the amount of deficiency. What that meant was if you had a $10 million small business goal and you just did $5 million, you had to give back $5 million to the federal government. The reason for that is when the government negotiates a contract with a government contractor, they put money in the contract to hit the small business goal. So it makes sense if you don't give the money to small businesses like you're supposed to under the contract, the government wants the money back. That's called liquidated damages. So the Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program exempts all prime contractors from liquidated damages. So two provisions: the elimination of transparency, any reports or subcontracting plans that the public can see, and the elimination of any penalties for noncompliance. What do you think that did? What do you think that did to the volume of contracts, subcontracts to small businesses? We think that in the last 25 years, small businesses have been cheated out of over $1 trillion, and it may be twice that much. Now let's think about the third aspect of this program. This is the really insane part. What's a reasonable time frame to test a program to see if removing transparency and penalties actually help small businesses? So what's reasonable? What do you think? The Pentagon thought a quarter of a century was reasonable. So as of right now, that program has been tested now for just about 25 years. I say that's insane. And now they want to renew it for another 3. There's never been any evidence that this program has achieved its stated mission of increasing subcontracting opportunities for small businesses. Never a page of documentation. And of course, they can't provide any documentation that helps small businesses because of course it didn't. The real purpose of the Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program was to create a loophole you could drive a Mack truck through that allows Pentagon prime contractors to violate federal law that establishes small business subcontracting goals. And it's hurt small businesses, minority-owned companies, woman-owned companies, disabled veteran-owned companies, and it's absolutely astonishing. So we're asking people to back us in trying to stop the renewal of the Comprehensive Subcontracting Plan Test Program. Here's some language, by the way, out of the chairman's mark on the 2015 National Defense Authorization Bill. However, after nearly 24 years since the original authorization of the program, the test program has yet to provide evidence that it meets the original stated goal of the program. That's in Section 811, which renews this fraudulent program into its 28th year of testing. Let me read that one more time. However, after nearly 24 years since the original authorization of the program, the test program has yet to provide evidence that it meets the original stated goal of the program. So Congress is admitting that there's no evidence this has worked in a quarter of a century. Let's renew it for 3 more years into its 28th year of testing until 2017. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. In 2004, which is about 10 years ago, the Government Accountability Office investigated this program. Here's what they said. Although the test program was started more than 12 years ago, DoD has yet to establish metrics to evaluate the program's results and effectiveness. Although the test program was started more than 12 years ago, DoD has yet to establish metrics to evaluate the program's results and effectiveness. Now, that was 10 years ago. So now we're talking 25 years after this program was initiated, and there's still no evidence that this program works, and there never will be. I assure you there will never be evidence that eliminating transparency and penalties has increased opportunities for small businesses. I say this is fraud, and I can't believe that this Congress and our president would even consider renewing this program until 2017. So please, if you care anything about small businesses, if you care anything about our economy and the middle class, we need to kill the comprehensive subcontracting plan test program and go back to the way it was in 1988 and 89, where contractors had to submit subcontracting plans and reports that you and I could see. And if they didn't hit the goal, they had to pay a penalty. So I'm Lloyd Chapman, President and Founder of the American Small Business League, and thank you very much.